All right, hi guys. We are actually live on YouTube right now. But before we
Okay.
actually start, let me just share share this YouTube over.
Oh, we can share the YouTube live link on
Yeah,
Facebook, something like that.
I'm trying to put it as a share to. How do I share it? Okay, share. Mm-mm. Yep. Managing property loans post COVID-19. Okay, share on my news feed. Post to feed. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pass over to. Okay. Okay. Uh, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. This is actually a heart-to-heart special webinar on managing property loans post COVID-19, and we have two very esteemed panelists here with me. I'm just waiting for Mr. Lee Wilson to switch on his camera, and obviously he's up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good friend of mine, Mr. Lee Wilson. We have known each other for don't know how many years. But I'm very proud to present him as one of our keynote speaker for today. He's a renowned angel investor as well as a seed funder for several highly reputable technology startups around the world. And he's currently actually the president of the World Blockchain Foundation. He has shared the same stage with the renowned investor, Mr. Jim Ron, during one of his keynotes over in China, I think way back in the early 2000s. Yeah? And he now leads a semi-sedated life over in confinement, I mean lockdown in KL. He was actually also, he used to stay in Shenzhen for quite a number of years, and it was also residing in Hong Kong. So obviously, currently we are all stuck in lockdown. So I think we have to pull him out of confinement. All right, so say hi to Mr. Lee Wilson. Mr. Lee Wilson is there. I have another esteemed speaker who is Dr. Max Chen. Dr. Max is an avid entrepreneur, as well as he has spawned numerous companies and projects over the course of his 27-year career in software architecture, design, and development. He is currently the founder, or he is the founder of Software R&D Company, and has been active for many years in research, in finance, and investment industry. He's also the founder of Avermax Mortgage Management System, and actually there's a host of accolades that I don't think we have enough time to read all out. But now he is the the founder of Property One Stop Solution Platform. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for appearing live on our very nice, wonderful 8 o'clock prime time slot. So I hope that we're going to be able to have a chat with regards to more than just I think more than just the property loans. I think we are all we know that we are currently under this pandemic and lockdown, and it's affected our economy. And obviously, there's been quite a number of stimulus packages that the government has announced. But I think for each and individual, let's talk about individual, because I'm also a property owner, and then we pay loans and all that kind of thing. But I would like to take it light and easy before we go down hard and hardcore. I want to know basically from Dr. Max first.
Hi.
Tell me more. How do you start off in this industry? Tell me more about your background, who you are, and what you do, so that you can actually tell our audience a little bit more of yourself.
Okay, my background, I used to be a software engineer by profession. Okay, we used to develop a lot of accounting system, warehouse management,
Okay.
and also the inventory system, and some other MLM system, and some APPs. Okay, so few years ago, I think 2011, 2012, we came across a software. They say they can help you do the manage your mortgage so that you can save more than 50% of your interest. When we get the mortgage, you need to pay interest. and also save 50% of the time. So then since then we start go to how to say do some research about this topic because I think not only myself have to pay the housing loan. Many people out there they are all have to pay the housing loan. So very few people can pay the full cash. Okay, so then after that I met Wilson in 2001 trade at Shenzhen, I think Shenzhen. Then just happened that we know each other doing the same thing. He is the so-called, we call the 鼻祖, how to say 鼻祖 in English?
The earliest, the ancestor.
The ancestor of this service in Malaysia, you know. So,
all right.
So just happened. So both of us do the same industry. Then we came together and decide to set up another app just to help this, we call all these loan borrowers to save their interest and also time and money, we say. Later on we can share more about this.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you can say that I'm also a noob and a newbie in this. As far as we are concerned, we take loans from the bank and then we just pay our loans, right? Most of the time, whenever we pay our loans, we just service our loans, no questions asked. In fact, we are actually very, I would say, we follow the rule, we don't want to miss our loan. We don't want to miss our loan payments, repayment, because we're so scared, right? The moment you just miss the loan repayment, it is compounded to become even more. So obviously we try to just manage our loans. But when you say that you met Mr. Lee Wilson and he actually started this as one of the pioneers of this system, I want to ask Mr. Lee then, when was it that you pioneered this system? And tell me more about this system.
Okay, actually, this system has been in existence in the Western countries quite early. And I was as I understood, I was the earliest to actually bought the program.
Bring it back
from
to
Australia.
Malaysia.
Yes.
From
I actually
Australia.
went online and made that order.
I see.
And of course the software, it was very primitive, very basic back then.
Okay.
And brought it back.
Back then is back when? Back when?
That was in 2000. Sorry, it was in 1998.
1998. Wow,
yes.
That's close to almost 20 years. In fact,
Yes.
more than 20 years, 22 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
look at me. I could be, just a teenager right now. No. Okay.
No, 22 years ago, so the system. But tell me, how did that system evolve, or what happened? Was it in hiatus, or,
So when we brought back the system, we had a very hard time. I had a partner back then. Okay. I don't want to mention the names here, but
Sure.
He was the very famous in his also a dato now. Okay,
Sure.
And he has made tens of millions. Okay, back in those days, imagine.
Right.
So when we brought in, I started actually from my father's accounting firm.
Sure. Okay.
So we did our first seminar back then, and it was very tough to educate the people because they would just trust the banks and they say it's impossible, you can beat the banks. Okay,
right.
The banks have already decided their profits, so you can't touch them.
Okay.
And then of course my partner back then, he decided to charge a big chunk of the savings out of those house owners and made his fortune. I did not agree with it because I have always believed this to be just like another accounting or tax or secretarial service whereby you charge just a service fee, and I think the homeowners should get all the savings by themselves. So we had different ideas and we splitted ways, and there he goes on to be a very successful in this area. And then all the others just follow up only years after. And it seems that the time when I met Max back in 2013, I didn't know he was in the business until in 2014 when he came to attend one of my talks on Bitcoin back in 2014. It was then I asked him, what business were you in? And he said, I'm doing this mortgage. And I say, hey, do you know who I am? I actually brought this system in, and that's where we.
So I think I think I'm probably going to be, I don't like to brag, but I think I will probably be the best person right now because I have completely no idea what the heck you're talking about. What system, what mortgage system? Maybe you can educate right now a noob, a real noob. Like for example, I'm very happy just paying my loans. Okay, so I'm a real noob. I'm interested to find out. You say, hey, there's a system that happened 22 years ago, 1998, and then somebody who actually made a lot of money out of it, and then you say you want to make it more like a service. So maybe it's the right time for me to ask you this question right now, as in, what is this service, and how would it benefit people like me and many other people who are actually paying loans to the banks?
So normally when we come out to work or we come out of business, we start to make money. First thing people will buy, especially Malaysians, okay? First thing they will buy is either a motorbike or a car, right?
Yeah. Motorbike first, and then car, and then house.
Yeah. Yes, you upgrade.
No, actually, motorbike we buy with our student loans. We are still paying our student loans.
Have you paid that the PPN? Okay.
All right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So first you get a motorbike, then
Yeah.
you buy a car. Then you think you can cope with a car, and you want to get settled down.
Correct.
Okay, then you go and buy a house, right?
Correct.
Now the thing is, when you go and buy a house, there are only two ways of buying a house. One, you pay full in cash. That's if you're rich.
If you're rich, but most of the time, most of us when we start working, we will probably not have that.
Exactly.
We will need to save enough up to 10%, I think, first for the down payment.
Or unless, like some people, they are so fortunate to be born into the right family.
Sorry, that one is 2% of the society. This is 98% of the society, right?
It's not me. It's not me. It's not you. I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. So the other 99% of people would do like what you're saying. Okay, they will come up with maybe squeeze out 10% or so, and then take up a loan. Okay, and this is where the problem starts actually, because once they take up a loan, because in our conventional world, okay, we are confined to this monthly thing. Okay, so because you calculate your profits, if you're doing business, you calculate your profits monthly, and if you're working, of course you get a monthly paycheck.
Yep.
So in our minds, everything is okay. Can I afford the installment, my monthly installment? Right? I think that is on everyone's mind.
Correct.
So if you can remember back when you start to buy a house, when you try to get a loan from the bank will actually give you an offer letter. Okay, and from my survey of asking a lot of people, what is the first and only thing you see? Okay, you focus on that offer letter. Okay, actually on that offer letter there are quite a few things. Okay, there's the price of your property, your principal loan amount, the interest, and the loan period, right? How many years?
Yeah.
But most people only focus on one thing and one thing only. That is the monthly installment.
Right.
So how much am I supposed to pay back? Because I'm now considering the fact that I'm only, like, say for example, if I start maybe I earn 4,000 I need to pay back 700, 1,002. Then I know how much to spend for the rest of the other month Obviously, that would be the first thing that goes into my head.
Exactly. So you will look at the monthly installment. So if the monthly installment is for
affordable,
example, 1,002. 1,002.
Yeah.
So you will fix your mind. Okay. You will sort of like, brainwash yourself. Every month at a certain date.
Yeah, you make sure that you pay 1,002
Yes, you make sure
take
you
that
pay
one
1,002. Yes, you make sure you pay 1,002.
That one
that
one is actually more religious than most religious tithes, because we pay back to the banks. Actually, bank is more. We pay back to the bank more religiously than we pay back to anything.
Exactly, because if you're late for
payment,
if you're late for payment,
you miss the payment,
I tell you,
correct.
It's hell. Okay. It's total hell.
They will call you.
Yeah. Okay. Continue. Yeah.
Okay.
So what?
Okay. So what happens is nowadays, the banks offer flexi loan.
Correct.
Okay. So flexi loan, actually, the interest rate floats. Okay. It's not like a car loan
and that's probably their best product for us, because then it will give us the option of moving up and down whenever we can. We earn more money right now, because we may take a 25-year-old loan, right?
Good point. Now, do you see a very contradicting thing now? Because earlier you said this is a very religious thing. Every month at a certain date, you will pay back 1,200 no matter what.
Correct.
But on the other hand, since the interest is floating, it could be more or less than 1,002.
Oh, you mean from the bank lah? The bank's interest rates can float.
Exactly. So when it floats, the figure, the installment amount changes.
Correct.
But you also religiously stick and manage
you're still
your
paying
loan.
that 1,002, which means that I may be paying less than I was supposed to pay because of the interest rate.
Exactly. That's the point.
But the banks will not. But the banks will tell you, right? The banks won't cheat you, right?
Okay. So what? So what normally happens?
Yeah, I got a lot of banks as my client. Okay.
Okay.
You know, RHB Bank, OCBC Bank, Maybank,
No
Public
problem.
Bank.
You can go and ask them. So when there's an interest change, when the basic interest changed, okay, they would normally publish it in the newspaper.
Okay.
And nowadays, if you're lucky, if your bank is professional, you will sort of like receive an email
or SMS.
Or SMS.
Okay.
If you're lucky. Okay. And if you're lucky to receive that message and to act on it, then consider yourself lucky, very, very lucky. But
okay, when you say act on it, okay, so slowly. So when you say act on it, what do you mean by acting on it? What do I act on? Stay informed.
So for example, yes. Okay. So for example, when the interest rate changed, so instead of 1,200, you might have to pay 1,220 bucks.
Okay.
20 ringgit extra. Okay. Now, so if you're lucky to get a message and you make that adjustment and you pay 1,220, you're safe.
I see.
Okay. Now, but most people religiously still paying 1,200.
So means I owe the bank $20 lah.
$20.
And if it goes on for the whole year, I will owe a bit more.
Oh, let's not even go there because this is daily rest.
Oh,
it's compounding daily.
Oh, it's compounding daily. All right, which is even worse.
Yeah, because the bank didn't force you to.
So the bank will not force me to pay lah. But the thing is that I will still need to pay off until like when I finish my loan. Say for example, I finish my loan, the bank will tell me, oh, I still owe a couple of thousands or whatever lah. Then I'll be asking, hey, what the heck? Because I already paid religiously supposedly, right?
So can you imagine? You take a loan from a loan shark.
Oh, that's why we don't go to the loan shark. That's why we don't go to the loan shark. That's why we go to the bank.
Compounding interest.
Okay. I need to make sure that my clients who are the bankers. So in this situation, what is the service that you can provide that also goes in line with the banks, so that we don't also I think at the end of the day,
even before your question, you should ask those people who are watching and listening right now. Okay, all those homeowners, those who have home loan, how many of you actually got the message, the notice that the interest has changed? This is number one. Number two, how many of you got the message and acted on it? And how many of you actually request the statement from the bank and always check your balances? How many of you do that? Tell me. Have you done this, Ivan? Have you done this yourself?
No. We just pay religiously. $3,000 just pay religiously.
Exactly. So what happens is, in most cases, so for example, when you go for a loan for normally say 25 years, okay, and when you religiously paid for 15 years, okay, simple mathematics, 25 minus 15. So how many years left, supposedly?
10.
10, okay.
Yeah.
But if you go and if you do not manage your loan well, and if you go and get the latest statement from the bank, it could be longer.
And we cannot argue with the bank on that side, because the bank will show.
I have not met any person who have successfully managed to argue their case against the bank.
So what about the fact that I can actually pay more when I can afford it?
You can.
Wouldn't it reduce?
You pay more, yes, when you pay more, there are actually two types of payment.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be a prepayment. Okay, it can be an advance payment.
Okay.
Okay. there are certain banks. Okay, I'm not saying, okay, it's not a blanket accusation that all banks do this, but there are certain banks, when you pay more, they actually treat it as a prepayment.
Oh, that means for the
Yes,
future, for the
for the
future
future, yes, it
fluctuation,
would
lah.
not. Yes, there is no reduction in your principal loan amount.
Mm.
And for certain banks, you have to actually write in to say that my extra payment is for advance payment, which directly reduces the principal loan amount and not for the future installments.
So that begs the question now. I think that is also a very good segue to the point where the question is, so when you're saying that this service that you have brought in 22 years ago, it helps me manage my property loans moving forward, that will be able to help me save money. So the big HOW, how? Dr. Max? Is that
Yes,
Dr.
Dr.
Max?
Max.
Yeah, that's
Yes, Dr. Max. Hi.
that is segueing to Dr. Max, isn't it?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
for your product. So how?
Okay. Maybe I show you some
Yeah, I think
screen
yeah.
sharing.
Sure.
Then from there, I explain to you,
Sure.
okay, how can we get this saving?
Okay. Savings. Anything can save money. Who wants to pay more? You tell me.
Hey, believe me, people still pay. They don't care. They don't want to know.
All right. Okay. Hopefully this will be a very good session. I hope that people are watching this. And also because yesterday I had a session with the millennials, the young ones, the young talents. A lot of them are also getting involved. Getting married, going to get a house in the future. I think this is a very important topic for them to learn. Right.
Before that,
Okay.
why not I share you something?
Yep.
Okay. I think a lot of people they may think some
We are breaking up, Dr. Max.
people think year end they got bonus, lump sum. Okay, some people they think when they got the bonus, they can prepare one lump sum and chunk it to their loan. They can save a lot of interest. Have you heard about this before?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe let me show you some scenario that this kind of lump sum really can save your money.
Mm.
Okay. I'm doing the screen sharing now. Do you see the screen sharing?
Yes. Yeah. You want to expand it a little bit? Okay. Yeah.
There you go. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, let's talk about the loan amount 800,000.
Okay.
Then the interest rate is about 4.45% is normal market rate. Let's say the tenor is 30 years. Your monthly installment by right should be 4029.75.
Okay.
This is calculated by the bank.
Yep.
And then total interest is 650,000. You see, a lot of people when they take the loan amount, they only know their principal amount is 800,000. Very few people they know how much is their interest. Actually, details stated in your loan agreement. If you don't believe me, you go to take up your loan agreement. Nothing stated regards the interest, total interest. How much you have to pay finally? You don't know, no idea. So you just every month, as Wilson say, you will focus on the monthly payment. That's the only focus. Okay, and then some people they didn't even focus on when they need to pay. Can you tell me when you need to pay the money? You know every month you need to pay.
Every month. Every month.
Month end or middle of the month or end of the month?
End of the month.
End of the month, no? The correct answer is for majority people, most of the people is when they got money they pay. When they get their paycheck they pay. Correct or not?
Yeah.
But the correct answer is follow the bank and should be the first week of the month.
First week of the month.
For most of the people, it's the first week of the month. Some people could be the 15th of the month, but normally it could be the first week of the month.
Okay.
But most people they pay when they get their paycheck.
Okay. Yep.
This one will contribute to the big interest later on. So you look at this one, the scenario one, total payment finally you actually paying 1.45 million for the 800,000 property. Assuming this interest rate never fluctuate, but in the flexi loan environment, the situation, the interest rate will be fluctuate every year or every few months. Okay.
So which means the total interest as well as the total payment will be different. Will not be the initial one that we get.
Correct. So let's look at the scenario 2. Scenario 2 means some people maybe their parents taught them or some people taught them, their ancestors taught them. If you got extra money, let's say your year end, you got the bonus, or when you do so, you got more income, you can do one thing called lump sum. Lump sum means you got 50,000, you put the 50,000 to your housing loan. This one can help you save the interest. Theoretically, yes. But let's look at this example. When you have 50,000, you dump into your 800,000 loan. Your loan amount, the principal will reduce, become 750. If you follow back this same amount, the interest rate, 4.45, 30 years, you will save 40,000. You see, initially your total interest is 650,000. After you put in the 50,000, you become 610,000. How much do you see for your interest? Only 40,000, right? In mathematical equation, this is something not correct. Correct or not? If you loan your friend 50,000, how much you expect to get it back? 50,000, right? If you didn't ask him for interest. But this one, you put in the 50,000, you only see 40,000. This is scenario number 1. Then you go to the scenario number 2. Do you think in this so long tenure for 30 years, can the interest rate increase 1%? Up to 1%? When the
Possible.
Possible. The interest rate go up 1%, your total interest will become 774,000. Okay. Actually, the cost of finance for the mortgage actually is very low. But if you put in the 50,000 to the mortgage, and at the end, if the interest rate increase 1%, you will get back 774,000 again. Then where is the 50,000? This is not the cost-effective way to put in the 50,000 to your housing loan.
Okay, so wait, hold on now. So what you're saying is, even if I have 50,000 from my I take all I got bonus so I put that all 50,000 in there. It's not a very good idea. It's actually a very stupid idea. Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say it's stupid idea. It's not the cost-effective way.
It's not the most cost-effective way.
To show you the chart. You have to understand how the mortgage work, how the interest they calculate. Then you will know to put the 50,000 to your mortgage just like that is not really cost-effective. Because
the right word for it is there's an optimum point.
Optimum point, yes.
See. Okay, I understand. So which means that how do I use my 50,000 so that I will get the most optimum return?
Exactly. That's the right question to ask.
Yeah. Sure, I will answer you shortly. So let's look at the scenario number 3 again. You remember earlier on, based on the original loan, you have to pay 4029, correct or not? After the loan increase 1%, you look at your monthly payment. You have to pay 4234.92. But if the customer, this loan borrower, they are not careful, they continue pay back the original amount, what will happen? Then you look at the scenario 4. Your total interest will become 900,000. You look at how much difference just because of the 1% difference is a big amount, A very big amount. You will contribute to you few 100,000 extra.
Okay.
Because of the tenure is long, and the 1% you give you the compounding interest, it give you a very significant figure.
So I guess for people who do not know if there is a system to, I don't know you of course you don't want to outwit or outbid. I don't want to say that this is an outbid thing, but if I do not know, I will just end up paying this because I have no choice, right?
In fact, most of the people do.
Yeah.
Most of the people do.
So most of the time, all of us will just end up paying the amount because that is exactly what is expected of us to pay back. This is what the banks will charge us.
And it's very scary because imagine the accumulative final effect, like just what Dr. Max said, is actually hundreds of thousands. Can you imagine you have worked so hard in your business and your life?
That is over 30 years, isn't it? It's an over 30 years. So I guess I'm also trying to make myself feel less 100,000 over 30 years, right?
But still, that money should have gone to your family or gone into yourself, right?
You see, initially go back 650,000 become the right 100,000. It's few 100,000 extra,
Yeah.
But
so which means that right now, if I do not know, I'm trapped, Well, I got nothing. There's no choice, Or there is a choice. Or there is a choice.
Put in the every month the monthly payment, you don't know what is the end result. You don't know when can complete, your loan. And this one, you look at the scenario for actually your tenure already extended to 34 years, You have to pay interest extra and also 34 years.
Longer.
Okay.
Okay.
But normally the bank doesn't allow that.
Doesn't allow. At the end of the tenure, maybe 30 years, they will have to force you to pay all the outstanding amount.
Yeah.
Few 100,000, then that time, if you don't have enough cash, they will lay long your house. Then it could be below the market rate. Then you're still making the loss. You still have to pay the difference,
Okay.
even after lay long.
And if you are too old and and incapable of paying that, then too bad lah. Your son will have to carry on that.
Carry on.
Don't.
Yeah, I hope that he becomes a world-class drummer lah.
But still, hundreds of thousands should be spent on your life.
It cannot be all gloom because this situation is like this. For me, who is like a noob, I'm looking at it. It's like, look, this is something which we have no choice. Now you're saying that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Okay, let me
There's not
continue.
only light, there is sunshine at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Let me continue sharing please. Scenario number 5.
Okay.
Scenario number 5 is quite common. Most of the banker will tell you if you want to shorten your tenure from 30 years to 15 years, you can
increase
adjust your monthly payment. Initially, you still remember 4,000 something, right?
Correct.
6,000 something. You increase 50% for your monthly payment, then you get 50% saving. The time, correct or not? This is not the optimum way.
But this is an option. This is definite option.
This is one of the options.
It's an option, but not an optimum way.
This is not the optimum way. Okay. Then this one, another scenario. If you didn't do anything, your 800,000 loan, you didn't do anything, didn't come in the lump sum 50,000. If the thing increase 1%, you will end up with how much? The interest like 800 over 1,000.
Correct. Okay, got it.
Every month the monthly installment, you continue to give 4,500. It means you adjust your monthly payment to 4,500. You will end up paying 100 over the interest.
Double lah, just double. Double the original loan amount.
Correct. But if you didn't increase the monthly payment, you follow back 4029.75, then at the end you will have to pay. The bank will ask you to pay 400,000 more. You look at it, they will ask you to pay 400,000 more. Then end of the tenure. Okay. So this is the scenario. Okay. Let's look at our service. How can our service help the customer overcome this? Look at the sunshine for you. Okay. Let's say initially we will have the form for you to fill up the blank, fill in the blank. Original loan amount you have to put there. Then the loan term, original loan term. Then loan term pay, you have to tell us how many months you already paid. And then the interest rate, the latest interest rate, and the monthly payment currently, how much you pay. Then from this information, we can help you to do the diagnostic report. Okay, we can help you do the diagnostic. Then we will tell you your total loan interest, suppose is 746,000. Okay, total loan payment will be 1.54 million, and your total amount paid, you have to tell us. I can calculate for you your total amount paid is how much based on your 4197 something. Okay, then I will tell you the correct money payment based on the interest rate and also the tenure. You fill in the information for us. Then from this information, you will know are you doing the correct payment for the bank every month. And then we also show you look at the color different. The purple color means you have to pay attention to this purple color. You have to check with the bank. The balance principal amount up to date is how much. If after you pay for 24 months or 16 months and your balance principal amount different from what the figure I give it to you, something wrong with your loan already. Okay, most of the customer, when we look at their loan statement or their figure they give it to us, looks like after they pay for 24 months, 16 months, their principal amount are reduced very little or didn't according to what is supposed to, Okay, and then the balance interest, how much you have to pay, okay, and also the loan term. So all this we will do a diagnostic report for them. They will know because this is a very complex mathematics and you don't understand how to do it. This is not by simple calculator you can do, cannot. Even the banker sometimes they also having a difficulty to come up with this diagnostic report. By using our service, we can estimate interest save, we say 50%. So based on your balance interest amount, we can save 50%, become 300 over 1,000, and the loan term we can reduce to 168. Mean after you pay for 166 months, you will settle your loan.
My question would be, yes, interesting that you can have this system that will be able to identify and diagnose for me. But can I bring this to the bank and say, look, this is what I want to pay right now?
You can, based on the features just now Wilson say. Now we got the so-called the flexi payment or semi-flexi payment. Flexi payment and flexi payment allow the customer to adjust their monthly payment to any figure.
So
you cannot pay less than what the court ask you to pay.
So my minimum payment say is 4,294, correct?
Yes.
My minimum payment is my monthly payment is supposed to be 4,197, correct?
This is an incorrect one. The correct one is 4,294. Because
we've identified.
Okay, why I have to I have to let you know why is 4,197 that customer put there. This is if they follow their loan agreement. This is 4,197. But if the interest rate already changed, the correct one will be 4,294.57. So
this is what the bank will probably have lah. So I wouldn't know because I'm paying 4,197. So I'm actually paying short by about close to 100 lah.
Correct.
Okay,
this is not that serious. Some serious one it could be shortage of 1,000 or a few thousand. Depending on the size of your loan.
But if I were to bring this to the bank, and then the bank, how will the bank say, okay, I will? I thought I have to wait for the bank to tell me what kind of payment that I'm supposed to get from them.
Okay, the bank is they working like this. Have you tried to pay your credit card? Credit card, you got the outstanding payment, you got the minimum payment, and also the minimum payment.
Yeah.
Actually, the bank they won't disturb you if you pay at least you pay minimum payment or pay some payment. Okay. So if you pay the minimum payment, they won't disturb you, but it will contribute to your interest. It will add up in the interest portion.
I see. Correct. So basically what you're saying is that this service with the diagnostic, with this thing, I can bring this to the bank and tell them this is what I want to pay. Is it? And they will and they will comply.
Because you're taking a flexi loan. Not everybody is taking flexi loan.
Correct. Only the flexi loan you can adjust your monthly payment. Okay. And then the flexi loan actually work such a way when you put in extra, it will go to your advance payment. So when next month come, the principal amount they will minus your advance payment. Only then they calculate the interest for you. Then they deduct the monthly installment they're supposed to deduct. By using our service, we will give you a figure that you have to follow in order for you to save the 50% the interest and also the 50% time.
So, meaning to say, I just cut it short, I just summarize for what Dr. Max has just said lastly, is that what this system is doing is you should just go on with your normal business life and not worry about your mortgage payments, because if you use the Property service, this app would be just like your WhatsApp notification. Every month when you are supposed to pay your loans, it will give you a notification and tell you how much to pay. Okay, so you go about doing your normal job or work or business without having to worry about this. Okay, let the Property app manage this mortgage for you.
So before we go to you explaining the Property app, I just want to understand it a little bit better. I think I got a slightly better understanding. So using this whole concept right now, I am supposed to, I keep paying 4,197 and I've been doing for 10 years. I got another 15 more years to go. Okay. So I've decided,
Or
okay,
you think you have 15 more years to
I
go?
think I have maybe a bit more. But
Maybe
I've been
more.
paying 4197, which I was supposed to be paying 4294, which means that I have to calculate also the amount that I am already owing them from that whole 10 years that I've been paying. Is that right? Number one.
Correct.
Okay. So right now you're going to do a diagnostic for me. And then from there on, say for example, it's definitely going to be more than 4294 lah. Because I got another 15 more years plus
Yes.
on top of that is compounded. Correct. So right now, which means that I subscribe to your system, is it? Or whatever that you're going to introduce, the service, and then I will be getting a notification. For example, I'm supposed to pay 4500 by this month. Will it change or will it be a fixed amount?
It will change.
It will not be fixed. It will change.
Oh, so basically you will just keep informing me whatever lah. Let's say for example that month is a very tight month, and then you're supposed to give me I'm supposed to pay 47 something, but I can only pay 4294. What happens after that?
Then there's a shortage, and that shortage will be taken into consideration, and will be informing you how much you should pay next month.
So basically, it works like almost like an auto bot. I just need to make sure that I key in for you, that the auto bot will keep telling me how much I still pay. Basically, they will calculate already in advance, so that I will make sure that my payment will not go beyond the what we saw lah. Paying too much lah. So even
our
if I got
service, we give you a 12-month the schedule. Okay, so that you can budget your for 1 year. How much you budget for this how to say the housing loan. Okay. But every month we still send you a notification to remind you that month how much you're supposed to pay.
So coming back to the original one that we talked about, which is the $50,000 from my bonus, it's not optimum for me to dump it in because it doesn't change anything.
Correct.
So I don't lah. So 50,000,
not only it doesn't change anything, it's worse because mathematically it doesn't make sense. You're dumping in for 50,000 to say 40,000. It doesn't make sense at all.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Okay. So here I want to touch on a very important point is that when we talk about financial management, okay, or now people they go to study to get a certified financial planner. So when you plan your finance, you have to very importantly know your cost of finance. Okay, and you have to realize that the cost of finance of a mortgage or home loan is the lowest. It is lower than any business loan, than the credit card. It is the lowest. It has the lowest cost of finance. Okay, so if you have an extra 50,000, instead of dumping in, you can actually use that amount of money to do something else.
Example,
like buy Bitcoin invest in whatever, I'm not encouraging, but yes.
Yeah, then the amount of money multiply, then you put it back here, then only can make a significant change.
I see.
In too early stage, you dump in the 50,000 or 500,000, actually cannot have much.
Okay. So yes. So you want to continue?
Yeah. No, not continue because there's another point to make. Because I do understand. I come across a lot of people who hate to be in debt. Okay, because there are some financial guru, it seems, they preach you to be debt free. Okay, because when you're debt free, you achieve sort of like a freedom, financial freedom. Okay, but that's not a smart thing to do, because then people would, for example, when you buy a house, like just Dr. Max mentioned, a house of 800,000.
Okay,
I want to ask a simple question. If you have 300,000 in hand, would you use it upfront for your all of payment? You see, actually, for 800,000 house or property, if you can get a 90% loan, you just need to pay upfront of 80,000. But what happens if you have 300,000 in hand? Now, a lot of people would instead borrow less, right? Because you have more than 80,000, you will put 200,000, 300,000, so that you borrow less, correct? And then if you are capable of, say, for example, you have your financial planning, and if you think you're capable of paying off your installments within 15 years, then you will not borrow for 20 or 25 years or longer. Agree? Now that, to a real financial planner, and if you really want to squeeze out every cent and more money out of your money, then that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to borrow as much as possible and to borrow as long as possible. So if I can borrow 90%, I will borrow 90% and not any less. And if I can borrow for the duration of 25 years, I will go to the maximum of 25 or 30 years and not any less. And then when only I have this facility in my hand, I have the flexibility, then only I will do my financial planning. I will have a lot of extra cash flow for me to play around within all these years. Do you get the point?
Yeah. Wow. It's like, why you never tell me 22 years ago?
Where was I?
Where were you? Okay, I think I see the point in the sense that right now, in the sense that because this system also allows, that means at the end of the day, we will still pay back. We will still pay back the bank, and the bank will still get back their earning lah. Just that less in terms of the interest. We will pay back.
Not less. They will still get back what they are supposed to earn.
They will still get back what they're supposed to earn. But so which is why in the sense that if it's longer, then they will earn more from interest payment lah.
Correct. Yes. But if you use this the service of Propi,
correct,
and if you know the optimum point, the time and amount to pay, so actually, you are having a lot of bullets with yourself, financial bullets. Yeah, so you can decide to whether to go invest, or you can do something else, or do some business, invest in Bitcoins or shares or whatever, and then you can manage your financial more freely.
Maybe it's time that you actually tell me the context of this service and what does it entail and how do we
the Propi app. Yes,
the Propi app. Yeah,
I'll show you the Propi app. Okay.
So Propi app is actually developed by your team lah, Dr. Max.
Developed by our R&D team. Okay, our Propi app, we have a service we call make money from your mortgage. Okay. So as I say, you give us your latest your loan information, then we will calculate for you, we'll diagnostic and calculate for you how much you will need to pay for the subsequent monthly installment. Then we'll help you reduce your interest and also the tenor. Okay. In this Propi app also, we understand, okay, majority of the owner, okay, they may also sometimes they may not buy the house for their own stay, they want to rent out, or some they want buy to invest. We've got the thing called property market. They can list their property here to sell or to rent out. Okay, we can also we've got also other services like design and decoration. This kind of merchant, they will in our app. You can look for them to renovate your house. Okay, to look for the services that related to the property.
I mean, we are quite familiar with a lot of property apps. How is this different? There are a lot like iProperty, and there's so many other property apps that are there as well.
Good question. So this property app, besides whether you want to buy a property, you want to sell a property, you want to rent a property, and all the other related services are also offered on the app. So for example, if you want to buy a house, okay, you need an S&P lawyer, you need a bank lawyer, you need a valuer, right? And all these services, okay, the bank offices, the bank loan offerings, all related services will be in this app. So that is why we call it a one-stop solution. So with one app, you can settle all. And on top of that, like I said, most importantly, we have the mortgage optimum service. Okay, like what Dr. Mac has said. Have you ever imagined that you can actually make money from your mortgage? So
as in like I save money lah, or make money. Save money or make money.
You can also make money because you can rent your property out. You can save money. You can invest more. And on top of that, one thing is in this app, you actually also will have a user ID And with this user ID, you will have your own referral link. So now because now it's MCO, right? We cannot go out.
Yeah.
So anybody who uses this app can actually share their referral link out to their friends and relatives for them to come online and watch our webinar or to watch our introduction videos and learn about the service. Okay. And after learning about the service, you can actually go use the app, register, download for free, register yourself for free, and you can start a simple diagnostic even for free. And then to decide whether to use the service or not. And when you use the service, when you make the payment, the referral link, the one who refers, will also get money out of it. So this is how you can actually, within the MCO, stay at home and make money from your property and from your mortgage.
And interesting.
I want to share something about this MCO. So our government come up the moratorium so you can, delay your payment.
So for 6 months, it is,
for 6 months,
for 6 months.
A lot of people, they don't understand what is this 6-month implication. Let me explain a bit. Okay.
In fact, I have friends who ask me, they say, hey, this moratorium means no need to pay.
Okay.
No, it's just, correct me if I'm wrong. It's 6 months, it's just going to be extended extra 6 months.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I need to explain what is the implication. This is different bank, they got different treatment for you. Okay. Let's say this 6 months, you didn't pay. What will happen to your installment? Okay. Some they add another 6 months for you. Some bank like Maybank, they increase the installment for you. Increase the installment means initially you pay 4,000, now you have to pay 4,500. This is the treatment that Maybank requests. For public bank, they add another 6 months for you. So you have to understand your bank, the treatment, not
every
based
bank
on
is
your
different.
own judgment, different. Two types. Either extend the 6 months, they add another 6 months for you, or increase your installment. Some bank, they allow you to choose. Like HSBC, they allow you to choose. So you have to understand which bank is what. If you not careful, you think by default, you will add another 6 months for you, then trouble. What happened if you get from Maybank, you think they will add 6 months for you, but actually they increase your installment. It's something that shortage they will add into your interest for you.
The app is currently only applicable for Malaysia, is it? Or is regional, like other banks or other countries, does it apply the same way?
I think let Dusan answer this one.
Yes, because the financial system around the world actually works on the same principle. They all use the same system.
But that means, but then the things that you say, like for example, I got a property, I want to buy a property, and it comes with all the one-stop service. But obviously, that is very geographically, based where you are. If you're Malaysia, then you got to deal with Malaysian banks.
Yes.
If you're in Singapore, you pay Singapore banks. Cambodia, Indonesia, same way. Correct, right?
Correct,
so do you already have that service position in all these other countries, or only in Malaysia?
So now we will start off with Malaysia. We will start off with Malaysia and then expand to other countries with partners like you yourself.
Yes. In Cambodia, it will be interesting to see how it can also expand in Indonesia, in Thailand, in Philippines.
They all need this. Yes, everybody needs this.
We have got an attendee. His name is called Kenyan. We can invite Kenyan to talk as well. Yeah.
Kenyan is here?
Kenyan is in as an attendee. So I don't mean to cut you in halfway. I'm just looking at the attendee. And also probably we are coming to the last 5 minutes. Maybe to open up if anybody have any questions they want to ask. I've been actually very intrigued. I've been asking a lot of questions. Actually, it's like actually you're really talking to me, in a way. It's like, wow, this is really interesting. And obviously, do you have a link right now, or is it all done through the app? Do you have a link right now? If you want to say, for example, if you want to do this now, would anybody, do we need to sign up?
It's all done through the app.
So all through the app
we will launch the app soon. So our app will be got three different we call the OS. You can use it online. We got the online,
the web version,
and also the Android, and also the iOS.
Android, okay. All right. So which means actually the thing is that this app hasn't been launched yet.
Hasn't been launched yet. You are
So
the first one.
if we all launch it, it will be actually
the
also
first
at the
person to know.
pioneering group lah.
You are the
Yes,
first person
yes.
to know.
Wow, interesting. I like. This is what I like. I do not know whether those people who are watching or not lah, but as long as you guys are watching, you guys will probably be able to do this lah, right? At the same time, right? Can we also put it up somewhere, because I think the applicants, the official website. Do you have an official website that
We
can we can
got
put
the
it up
official.
there, or maybe a QR code if anybody is watching right now? I do not know who's watching.
And we have a Facebook page.
Maybe we
We got
can.
a Facebook page and also the official website.
Okay.
Just look for
page.
Propi app.
The question that came from one of our attendees says, do you know yet how much the monthly payment for service will be, or will that be in the app, or can you share how would you charge your service, or is it in the app? It's in the app lah.
It's in the app, yes.
It's in the app. It's in the app.
It's all in the app. So we
all
have complete control. So we go in,
Yeah.
everything is free. We can key everything. Our diagnostic is done for free. And then if we find that we want to continue, we click the subscription or whatever, and then we make a payment, whether it's for monthly, 1 quarter, or 1 whole year. Is that right? I'm just guessing lah, because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Just like any app out there lah. Can you just give us an indicator, something like that, like, to give us in USD? What is the service going to be like? An indicator, or not?
Okay, there's an indicator because it will be, of course, for convenience, it will be in USD, but there will be different grades. So if there's a cheaper property, then the service fee is cheaper.
It's cheaper lah.
Yeah, it goes up according to the price of the property. And it's not going to be many. I guess maybe it's going to be maybe 3 to 5 tiers.
3 to 5 tiers, and the rate will be on the app as well, so for them to decide.
Yes.
Okay.
When you key in your outstanding loan amount, we will show you how much you need to pay if you want to proceed to the next step, do the optimization plan.
Okay, so basically what I take away from three parts here is this. Our first initial home loans, we all have to pay regardless. So if a noob like me, I continue paying, and it will end up we pay more than what we're supposed to do, and we have to be very knowledgeable of how much I was supposed to pay, right? We need to check what is the whole loan amount plus interest and how much, so that we know exactly what we're paying.
Yes.
And most
without
of the
this
time,
service.
without this service. So most of the time, and in fact, the payment is that we may end up paying more. Okay, so that's number one. Still. So number two is that we have an option in terms of using the flexi loan, but being able to know exactly what our payment, the optimum payment number is, and that will be provided through this system. So this system lah, you're talking about the mortgage property.
Yes.
I mean the what do you call this system?
Propi.
What do you call it? Propi. It is Propi. So it's a Propi system that will help me manage my optimum loan payment back. All right. So which means that and then the third part is that I can go into this app, and through this app, I will be able to also, everything is free. I can buy land, I can buy property, I can also rent out my property. I can also then check on my loan and then decide if I want to actually buy the service to help me with my loan service. Correct or not? So there are three things lah. And also the fourth one is that if I can connect this to many other people, so which means that if they also subscribe, that means I will also get some form of referral lah.
Yes.
All right. And also from this Propi app, you can find the service that you need.
Good. Okay, guys. It's been very, very informative. We've been over exactly one hour, but let's take 5 minutes each for last words lah. Last words. I will start off my last words with Dr. Max. At the end, maybe this is your final sales pitch. Your last word.
Okay, I think most of us is actually the loan borrower, housing loan borrower, correct or not?
Yep.
If there's a way for you to save 100 or 1,000, why not? And shorter your time, Because if we are not careful, we may end up by the age of 65 or 70, you only notice about this, then it's too late. Okay, you can save this money, save the time, and also you can share with your loved ones, share with your friends, can also get some income, especially during this MCO time. Okay, don't keep the good thing for yourself, share. share with others.
Mm.
And
Thank you very much.
this one can work for whole world, no? Because whole world, we call the mortgage is either US standard or UK standard, but they're all the same. We call reducing balance. At last, I share you something called reducing balance. Okay. If you look at this chart, okay. A lot of people think every month they pay the money installment all to reduce their principal. Okay. They make the payment 2006. They thought will be reduce their principal. Actually, it's not, You say the first month only 600. 2000 go to the interest. Actually, it's a lot, How many percent from the 2006? Actually, more than 70-80%. Okay, and then come to the slowly and look at this chart. Only after 16 years become half, Maybe you pay the 2006, the 1,003 go to interest and 1,003 goes to the principal. So if you have a way, let's say we provide you a way to optimize the money you put in, then by the year of 16 years, you actually settle your loan. Then you free up yourself to do other things.
I want to end, but it seems my attendee is asking another question. He says, are there multiple levels of referral income or only a direct referral?
Okay, there are two types of income. One type is referral income. Referral means if you are a client and you refer, you have a referral link. And the other one is to become an agent.
I see. So that means we can also recruit agents to be the sellers for this.
Yes. And then agents, you will have a regional representative, and then you have a few layers of agents.
I have someone who actually messaged me and says that, Ivan, now you're into property. Are you now selling property?
We have no choice. No, we have no choice. We have to live. We have to choose a property. We have to own a property. There is no running away.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to answer my friend who is Jesse, who actually messaged me. I said no, this is actually a webinar. I think this is a very, very good webinar. Personally, there's a bit of a mind blown. I'm also very excited about the fact that I'm able to use this channel to educate, and also we can. It works both ways, At the end of the day, I would really like if you are able to have another session. I would really like to have another session so that we can actually educate more people about this wonderful service, because I think this is, at the end of the day, if we can save money, especially right now in times of recession, in times of, in the future, the recession is not going to be during this lockdown, it's going to continue until I think 2021. So I think this
Imagine, with the same mortgage, with the same property, with the same house you're living in, what about having an extra 400,000 in your hands? What would you do with it?
Yeah,
just imagine.
Yeah, just imagine. Obviously, of course, I can always imagine, right? Okay, guys. Let's just give us 5 more minutes. Wilson, I'm not sure whether that answers Kenyon's question. I think yes, we can also have this. That means there's two tier. One is an immediate referral income from our codes, right? Those referral codes. And how many levels is that? Or is just one off on it? Multiple levels?
I think there will be maybe 2 or 3.
Okay, so basically there will be a marketing plan that will be created, or we just share.
For the agents, yeah.
But for the agents, there is
For the agents, there is, but for referrals, there's none.
So I think I don't mind using this channel also, to just promote a little bit. So for the agents, how do the agents who's interested get involved? Dr. Max? Sorry, this one extended a bit. I said it's the last word, but I think it's so interesting that I got to extend it a little bit.
Okay, we actually design a marketing plan like the agent have to buy the activation code. Okay. After they buy the activation code, then we will transfer the activation code to their wallet, so they can share the link to their friends. If happen that their friends are using their link, come in and join us as a customer, picking up the service. Okay, no matter they list their property or they use our optimization plan, then we will deduct their activation code. Then we will pay their commission accordingly, based on the customer the site the service that they take up, because the different property they have to pay a different fees.
Yeah, that begs the question then, Dr. Max, when and how long will the app be ready?
Oh, very fast. In this 1-2 weeks time, we will launch.
We
will having the internal testing right now. Then after that, we will release for our testing team, our how to say, the close friend to test. Then we will launch to the public.
I would love the lockdown to be over as soon as possible, but I have a feeling the lockdown will extend until the 1st of June.
Yeah.
I do not want to predict. I don't think, and it's not fair, but I think it will extend because of a lot of issues. Although it has been very good, I think our cases have been dropping a lot, but which means that we can I, at this point of time, can I request that we do the launch on the webinar?
Well, can.
All right.
I think the next webinar.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Webinar, yeah.
Yeah. Where we can have it as a big launch over, and if you wouldn't mind, I would like to be the platform for you to launch it.
Okay. Then we will also have a webinar to explain how to use the app.
Wonderful.
Okay, what's the features? How can you leverage on this web? How to say the app to get more income?
So to answer Jesse, am I in property? I'm in everything right now. Training, bread, property, Bitcoin, blockchain, whatever you can do, you do, right?
Hey, everyone's in the property, okay? Now you're sitting in the property.
All right, Wilson, last words before we go.
Okay, so it's very simple, okay? Because this service has gone back, it has a history of almost 30 years. And even until today, meaning this service is good. And this service is actually essential, but just not the awareness is just not enough. This is my first thing. The second thing is, as the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister has said, okay, because of this pandemic, we're going to live in a new norm.
Yep.
Okay, we are going to have a new norm. So the new norm, actually, Dr. Max and I, we have planned and designed the Property app early this year, before the pandemic. Okay, so when the pandemic happens, and with the movement control order, MCO, where everybody needs to stay at home, actually, in a way, it works to our advantage. Because with this app, we're actually utilizing technology to educate people about the service through an online way. Through short videos, to YouTubes, and all of this, you can find it on the Property app. And no more you need to go to bring your friends or your customers to an office to sit together for a seminar and to go to the bank to get information. Nothing. Everything can be done on the app. And then your business can be expanded by just sharing the links.
Sorry, this question comes straight out already. Would it affect the property agents then?
Actually, the property agents are the first batch of people to benefit from the app.
And why so?
Because they can join as agents of the service. They can advertise their properties on the app, whether it is to sell, to buy, or to rent. So they can actually benefit from this app, and they can just push up. And this app also, we have a geolocation function inside, which means that the app can detect where you are, and the AI can actually suggest you the properties which you might be interested in. Wow. So this actually generates business for the agents, because we are service providers. We are not agents. We are not property agents. We just provide the platform and the service.
Amazing. This is this is definitely not the end. I think we have grounds for more discussion, and hopefully we will have another. I think this. And
if you know some developers, they can even launch.
They can launch their property. App. So there you go.
And,
a lot of opportunity for not just the homeowners, but also the property owners, also the property agents, and also insurance agents. Is that anything that insurance agents will be able to gain from
insurance agents, mutual fund agents, because it's all financial planning.
Wow. There you go. Interesting. I would like to have another discussion and maybe invite more of this, property agents and people who are able to ask more
targeted audience.
More targeted audience. I would really love to have that in one more round. And I think there's one comment here says that maybe you need to. Well, I think I can answer on your behalf, but I will let you answer. Say have them plug a link to your website because they still can't find anything, and you can't find anything because we are waiting to launch in 2 weeks time or 3 weeks time right here on Mindsmith's webinar channel, Heart to Heart. Yeah, right. So it's not out there yet. So you guys are the first to know. We are going to be launching properly very, very soon. I am very, very honored. Thank you guys for this wonderful time. It's been more than 1 hour, but I think it's a very valuable and a very insightful hour. Like, I hope to see you guys again, even though we are not going to be able to meet up in face-to-face, but I think the Zoom and the webinar sessions are amazing. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you to Dr. Max. Thank you to Wilson. Thank you to
you.
all of you. Just a shout out because our webinar session, I'm just going to switch off. Can you switch off that one first? And I'm going to put up. We have a few more webinar sessions this week. Dr. Max, I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen first, and we are going to have another session tomorrow together with Mr. Lee Wilson, and that will be an Ask Me Anything session for blockchain. And then, of course, on April 30th, we are also going to have another session, but it's going to be in Mandarin at 4 o'clock. And also, we'll be doing a launch, our virtual team engagement system launch, together with my partner in Singapore, State of Mind and Mindsmith Global. We're going to be launching a game plan. This system is called Game Plan. So actually, there's very exciting things now, right? We have a lot of things coming up, property, blockchain, as well as team engagement. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you guys in the next heart-to-heart session. All right. Thank you very much to our panelists, to Mr. Lee Wilson, and also to Dr. Max.
Thank you.
I see you all in tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.